Go for it.
Good evening, all you motherfuckers. This is African, the gorilla from Uganda. We are killers. We are the ones. Yes. Just kidding. I'm just bugging out. Hey, everyone. It's me, the Gorilla Economist. It's time to cuss with Gus. Gus Demos of Perpetual Assets. If you're scared because you think Wall Street's going to molest your 401k like its name was Harvey Weinstein, if you're afraid of hot dogs and pizzas because you're thinking that that's what they're going to do with your money, then you need to call Will Lear and Gus Demos over at Perpetual Assets. Get your money out from the mouth of the banksters and their pizza parties and get them into your own hands with your own power to invest. These guys can do it for you. They can show you how it's done. Perpetualassets.com. Perpetualassets.com. Don't let your 401k be a 101k. Do it now, today. And with that out of the way, Gus Demos, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Dude, doing well, man. Little disclaimer too. Now that Bitcoin broke 7,000 today, because our calls yesterday and today have been the same. So whenever Bitcoin goes up, I don't know, 20% in a week, people call us and say, "All right, well, I'm interested. I want it. Can I start buying Bitcoin tomorrow?" Just a heads up. It takes us 3 to 4 weeks to complete the whole process for the LLC IRA. Yep. So the reason I mention that is that it allows you to invest in cryptocurrencies, allows you to invest in metal, but just have the expectation that if you think Bitcoin's going to explode or you see it exploding, you can't buy it with your IRA. We can't structure everything, get everything off the ground for you in 12 hours. It takes a couple weeks. So yeah, if you do plan on doing this or have interest in doing it, we understand, just don't call with your hair on fire. Meaning that, exactly. Yeah, get it done, but don't get it done because you want to buy Ethereum tomorrow. It does take a couple, because dude, we get those calls all the time, and right. Especially in a bull market when shit's going parabolic, people we always joke around. It doesn't matter if it's metals or cryptos. We get fucking chaotic just based on volatility. It doesn't matter if the swing is up or down. The real smart money always calls when Bitcoin gets crushed 30%, 40%, and they're like, we need to put this in our IRA, or with metal. Like they can conduct big metals transactions on huge dips, and when it's crazy. And then you get
blood on the street. That's when they buy.
Dude, it's greed, and as long as there's volatility, it's moving. We're busy as fuck. Like even on the so bull or bear, we get fucking busy when it moves, like it has been the last fucking month or whatever. So, yeah, dude. Good. Other than that, yeah, Bitcoin exploded. We're God bless. It's I'm in the process of moving this week too. So,
where are you moving to?
I moved out of downtown San Diego. I couldn't take it anymore, dude.
What happened?
No, I'm still in the area. I just went to one of the beach towns. So it just got so fucking. The homeless thing has gotten out of control. The crime thing got out of control.
Why, man? You don't like it when you're stepping out of your house and some guy out there taking a dump in your bushes? You don't like
it? Dude, you say that like it's a fucking joke, but it's fucking. That's the problem.
No, dude, that's exactly what it is. It's happening in New York. I mean, one time I'm driving around, I have my windows down, and I'm like, dude, it smells so bad you could taste it. Dude, what's going in I'm like, you got to be kidding me, bro.
So I'm conflicted because I've always done city living, where I only have to drive once a week to go grocery shopping or whatever. So I love city living, walking to the dry cleaners, walking to the gym, walking to the bars, or you Uber at $5 Uber, whatever the fuck. But dude, the last year, I've changed or the city's changed, meaning that the crime problem, the homeless problem, not only that, but like the liberals in the city are starting to annoy me. They're all like, millennial 20-somethings that like want to talk about the pay gap in the first 5 minutes of meeting you. And so between that and like you said, like some fucking heroin addicts taking a piss, dude, it's not fucking cheap to live there either. It's expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
And like you're trying to eat your fucking morning fucking bagel, and some guy's literally like taking a dump in front of your condo. You're like, what the fuck's going on? What the fuck is this? Like, and there in San Diego, there's like tent cities and shit. So you go like to the post office in downtown San Diego, and there's like this. You see like 10 homeless tents set up, and a lot of these people, like, dude, they walk into the middle of the street like in oncoming traffic. They're like talking to themselves at 7 a.m. Like, I don't know if did there used to be mental asylums or whatever that they put these people in. I don't know.
Well, what happened is the mental asylum was in Sacramento, and all the loonies, all the liberal left-wing loonies moved in and kicked the real insane people out.
Dude, it's it's absurd. And I get why they want to live in Southern California, because it's like the
weather.
Yeah, it's the best. If you're going to be homeless, where the fuck would you want to be homeless? But my issue is, I'm not suggesting you put them in front of a firing squad, but they don't have to reside in like the most expensive beachfront property on the planet either. Like, right. if you're going to be homeless, you don't have to be homeless and live in Malibu. Like, go inland a couple miles or something. Like, so yeah, I kind of just got fed up, and I was just like, dude, I'm getting too old for this shit. And in a 5-minute walk, dude, from my place to like the gym, I would literally get bombarded by like 3 or 4 different people for something. Can I get this? Can I get this? I'm like, Jesus fuck. Like, dude, every fucking day like clockwork. Like, so I just got fed up with it. The crime, the people getting mugged out within a block of my apartment, all of that. I'm like, I'm fucking out of here, dude. So yeah, I left, and so this week has been the moving week, which is one of them I fucking hate doing. It's like so stressful and
sounds emotional, bro. Sounds emotional.
Well, dude, dude, moving is, they say, and I don't know if this is bullshit or not, but they say next to a death in the family, it's the most stressful thing.
It is.
Yeah, dude, it's.
You have a lot of stuff. Or?
I got some shit, but like we talked about last week, you got some metal hidden around, you got some cash hidden around, you got some firearms hidden around. You just can't hire movers to come in and rummage through your shit. A lot of the shit you have to move yourself. You have to transfer the alarm systems, the cameras, blah blah blah. So it's like I've basically been walking around with all week with like gold until I get my new security system set up. So I'm at like Starbucks with a bunch of gold in my fucking pockets. No one fucking knows anything. All fucking paranoid.
Dude, you don't have to worry about it, dude. I mean, California. I mean, Mark Dice has proven this time and time again, the stupidity of California. If you offer somebody a 1 ounce gold coin or a bar or a Hershey bar, they'll pick the Hershey bar every single time. Dude,
you could give someone a 1 ounce fucking gold maple, and the fucking retard would try putting it in a vending machine.
No, exactly. Give them a 1 ounce gold maple, and they'll throw it back at you.
No, they
like, what are you trying to do?
They would fucking put that thing in for a Snickers bar immediately. Absolutely. But it's stressful, man. But so it's almost done. Today, I got my Wi-Fi on like 3 hours before our interview. So
wow.
Yeah, just it's the little shit, dude. Just getting everything settled and blah blah blah. But
how was your Halloween, by the way?
Dude, I didn't do shit. It was moving. Dude, I'm not a huge fucking Halloween guy. Are you? Some people love it. Other people are like, dude, what the fuck?
I mean, I had to go out this time around because of the kiddo, but it was weird. Like, I had a bag out there, and people just kept giving me Atkins snack bars, Dr. Atkins. I'm like, what is this? What are you giving me this for? Are you trying to tell me something? Are you giving Atkins? And then it's just and bananas. And what is it like? What is it giving me bananas everywhere I go? I don't know, man.
Dude, I would have given you a stapler. Here's an old fax machine. You can have it. Yeah. No, I never even see kids out, but I don't live in like the suburbs. But I remember when I was younger, dude, the trick or treating was fucking huge. Like that was a huge deal.
It really isn't.
It is. That's what I was going to ask you. You got kids? Like, do you?
Dude, I still got like $70 worth of candy sitting in my house that I got to return. That's unopened. It was dead, bro.
What is that? Is that a new thing? Has that been going on the last 10 years, 20 years? I have no fucking idea.
The decline, if I could, I say in the last 5 years, the decline has been incredible. I don't know what it is.
Are people just afraid of their neighbors now?
I guess, man. I have no idea. I can't figure it out for the life. I think kids are just losing interest. Well, kids don't go out anymore, bro.
Yeah, you know that's
You know, they're like, why should I go out and trick or treat? Either they're going to a Halloween party at somebody's house, or they're staying in and playing Resident Evil on their Xbox or PS4, or the new one called The Evil Within, which I
dude.
heard is
They are
terrifying.
they are
Terrifying video game.
they are all fucking glued to their iPads now. It's
Really
incredible.
Or they're doing
Yeah,
like social media crap.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, that's actually a great point. You don't really see them out and about like playing in outside of front yards anymore or any of that shit. It's it's crazy.
Nope, exactly.
But it explains why they look 10, 20 years after that when you see them on college campuses at 22.
Yeah, dude, they're like half bald, Video gaming and poor diet they've been on, and all the porn they've been watching is making them half bald. It's terrible, man. I mean, and then you see them, and they're like they have that weak, very flaccid look about their bodies,
like a fucking boiled noodle, dude.
I mean, dude, that's exactly what it is. No wonder it's like these young women. They have nothing to do with men anymore because there's practically no more men. They've all been noodleized. Dude, they've been turned into like ramen or something.
We've joked about it before, dude, but like it's escalating to a point where I'm seeing it like I'm seeing a new story in the news every couple days, like. Teacher molest student. Like there's a new teacher that was banging a 13-year-old like every fucking couple days. It's
talking about female teachers and
yes.
Yeah, I know. And they're all hot.
Yeah. Well, they're not ugly. I mean, not all of them, but like the point is that 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that those stories came through once a year, once every 6 months. Now it seems like literally every couple days or every week, it's a new teacher banging a male student. It's like, what the fuck?
Hey, CJ, didn't you have some sort of episode like that happen to you with a female teacher when you were in high school?
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, it's crazy. Did I tell you that story?
I don't know, man. I
never told you that story.
All I know is that you were laying down.
Nothing happened. It was kind of a weird situation. It was a weird situation. Yeah, I mean, it was after basketball practice one time, and one of the female coaches, the locker rooms were taking up both spaces, the men and the women's, because the visiting team was there, and the one of the female coaches offered me to use her private shower in her office space, but I chose not to. Thank goodness.
Dude, you could have embellished that story and be like, so I showed up in a smoking jacket and a pipe and a fucking. Then you get the visual of you looking like fucking Hugh Hefner. you show with a fucking bottle of wine and you're like, so about that shower.
Can you tell me where I sign up for this conference?
No, man. Me and CJ before you came out, we were talking about it. It's like the amount of shit that's blown up about like since really even before the Weinstein thing, the human trafficking shit and the pedophilia the last fucking couple weeks or month. It's incredible, dude. And it's like a lot of people have been screaming about this shit for a long, long time. Yeah. And it's just so much of it is coming true. And it's the amazing thing is, dude, about the fucking liberals is depending how far left you go, dude, a lot of them try rationalizing it. Like,
of course,
they're like, oh, it shouldn't even be a crime. It's a mental illness. Like, it's like, pardon me, what the fuck did you say?
So, then rape is a mental illness. Let's not make that a crime then.
Well, dude, it's like, is your pedophile voting demographic that big where you have to try to fucking rationalize pedophilia? Exactly. I've never seen it. It doesn't matter if it's like Salon or the fucking CNN or whatever. Like, they literally try rationalizing it. I mean, does Kevin Spacey still have a job on Netflix? Like, he just admitted to
he's done. Cancel.
They're not. Will they cancel it?
Yeah, it's already canceled.
Oh fuck! So they did cut his balls off. Good.
Yeah.
Good. He should be.
Good.
No, I was gonna say they should arrest this fucking ass.
Right, but he's gay now, so he's untouchable. That's what I'm gonna start saying. If anything happens to me, I'm gay.
I'm a gay Muslim. I'm a gay Muslim.
That's it. And I'm a transgender gay Muslim. There you go.
Dude, I've been so caught up in the move. I haven't even been able to look at the New York shit. What the fuck happened?
CJ, fill us in on what happened. CJ knows more than I do.
On the jihadist?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy's just insane, right? I mean, he rents a budget truck, or not a budget truck, a truck from Home Depot. Home Depot, and I guess this was his second trip out. He'd rented it before, make sure he knew how to drive it. The guy was actually an Uber driver. His neighbors, they thought that maybe nothing was going on, but yet he had tons of ISIS videos, ISIS flags. This guy was
Who the hell are his neighbors? They're such idiots.
Idiots, yeah. So then he just drives down the street. I guess he was going for one of the bridges. I guess that has a lot of just pedestrians going across. You'd probably know more of that than I would. But long story short, yeah. So he ran over a bunch of people. He had been actually, I think the FBI had interviewed him like a year, maybe 2 years ago. But they always do. They never pursued anything. But yeah, so it's pretty tragic. He's in the hospital. He's proud of his actions. He's asking for permission to have ISIS flags in his hospital, his room there. But
the dude's alive.
Yeah, he's alive. He's alive. He jumps out after he crashes his truck into a school bus. He jumps out with a BB gun and a whatever type of gun, and they shot him in the stomach. Yeah, and
I thought they shot him in the ass.
Wait, let me get this straight. So this guy wants to have like posters in his hospital room, and he pulled out a BB gun too.
Mm-hmm.
Are we dealing with like a 12-year-old jihadist?
Possibly.
I mean, there was a picture of him. He doesn't look but like he doesn't look but like $125. I mean, he's just real thin. I mean, nothing. Very cowardly act, and just I hope that they fry the guy. I mean, just let's live stream that. Let's live stream that.
Well, dude, I can't believe they didn't shoot him dead. So yeah. He crashed the car, and then what did he like? Did he get out and put his hands? I mean, how did it?
No, he got out with his airsoft gun and his BB gun in the other hand, and he was like shooting with that. And then one of the NYPD shot the guy in the ass. He went down, and they arrested him. And they took him to the hospital, got him treated, and he's requesting the caliphate flags in the hospital, and he might get it. I mean, the way the liberal attorneys are, they might just get it.
Dude, the story almost sounds like I said. I don't know details about it at all, but the way you guys are describing it, it sounds like fictional. It sounds like, and not even like fictional, like Arnold Schwarzenegger movie fictional, like Seth Rogen, like joking fictional. Like that can't be the way it really. That's fucking crazy, dude. That's crazy. And he's that shit can only happen in a liberal city too.
Yep.
Like if that kind of shit happens in fucking Texas, New Orleans, fucking Atlanta, they would have shot that motherfucker dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
absolutely.
That's fucking incredible. The only thing I did see was a few clips of like the governor and the mayor coming out saying, "Oh, we should multiculturalism is still good, and we need there's no such thing as violent jihadists and blah blah blah." Like it's like, dude, enough.
I'd like to drop those two numbnuts, these two idiots, off at the middle of Afghanistan. Let them say that multiculturalism is good and there's no such thing as jihadists.
Oh, dude, like I said, I only saw a few clips with their famous word. Ingram did it on her show last night as I was passing out. Their most popular word is diversity. It's like, dude, the cultures have a difficult time assimilating, even during peaceful times, even when there's peace. But you throw in the fucking the fact that we've literally been bombing the Middle East for fucking 40 years. It's like, what the fuck do you expect? Like, these people, these politicians can't be that fucking retarded. Like, I'm almost wondering if it's on purpose. Like, well, I've always said it's for votes, but maybe the neocons like it too because it justifies the surveillance state and the police state.
Hell yeah.
So the neocons, yeah, the neocons like these attacks because it justifies their fucking authoritarian police state. The liberals love them because these jihadists all vote fucking liberal. They're like, oh yeah, for sure, we vote with you, Hillary. We love you. Yeah,
we love you, Hillary.
Yeah,
great.
yeah, of course. Because think about it. If you try to get in their mind, if you're a jihadist, you're like, these liberals are so fucking dumb that I'm going to get all these women's rights activists and homosexuals to vote on our side, sticking up for us. And the first chance we get, we're going to beat the fuck out of the women and throw the gay off the building. Like
exactly.
Like the ideologies are so 180 degree the opposite way, where one is very masculine, authoritarian, alpha, strict, and the other, like it makes no sense. The last people liberals should be sticking up for is fundamental Muslims. Like it's fucking weird, dude, that they've been able to brainwash like people that they're so anti Christian conservative, they're so anti-Christianity, they're so anti-evangelicals. Like all the liberals hate the evangelicals, but they love jihadists, and it makes no fucking sense. Like I still have a hard time grasping with it. And the only thing I could think of is that some of them are slightly brown, and maybe that's what makes them like side with them. Like they're off-white. We have to stick up for these people. Like, dude, you on one side you hate religious fundamentalists, on the other side, like, can you guys hold on 1 second? 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
V, it was crazy to hear some of those press conferences talking about, trying to avoid the fact that this was a Muslim, terrorist. They kept trying to come up with every excuse in the book not to place any blame, that he was a lone wolf, right? Even though he had, ISIS flags and everything else.
Sorry about that, guys.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah.
And CJ was saying that how funny it was that they had such a rough time trying to describe the media was talking about this guy like he's some sort of a lone wolf and whatnot. It's hilarious, man.
Well, not only like first of all, there are so many of them are radicalized, and if you put me in charge tomorrow, the two things I would do immediately: stop bombing the Middle East, number one, and number two, send them all home. Like, bye, take care. Like, so it's not, you shouldn't have it either way, but you definitely can't have it both ways. So you shouldn't be bombing, and you shouldn't be bombing, and you shouldn't be importing them. But if you're going to do them, you definitely can't do both. Like, so you've been bombing them forever, and so you can't bomb them and import them. Like, it makes no fucking sense. It's like, do you think the fucking
Unless, of course, you're a global sycophant.
Well, do you think the Romans were like importing Carthaginians during the fucking war? Like, what are they, fucking retarded? Like, let's bring the enemy into our gates. Like, we've been at war with them forever. Like, let's start bringing them in. Right. So you shouldn't be doing either, but you definitely can't be doing both. It makes no fucking sense. Just get them out. Get them the fuck out and leave them the fuck alone. But they got to steal their shit, and they got to go commit fucking mass murder over there and they're doing that. So when you are doing that, and I've been trying to stop them from doing that since I was fucking a teenager. Mm-hmm. But now that they're doing it, the last thing you should do is like, let's start importing their citizens. We killed their parents and their grandparents. Let's make sure we bring them in. I'm sure it'll be forgive and forget,
Absolutely correct, my man. Absolutely correct. And the funny thing is they simply, the left they have to stick to their ideals. They are more committed to their lunacy than anything else. Like most, like think about conservatives, libertarians especially. very pragmatic. We're willing to look at facts. We're looking to because we're going from a factual basis, evidential. In other words, you're using the gray matter between your ears. These extreme left-wing liberals, they're not about using the gray matter. It's about heartstring politics. And if logic is conflicting with the heart of how the heartstrings are being pulled, then heck with logic. You know, so the Muslims and gays and the Muslims, especially the fundamentalist jihadists, are a protected class. Then you know what? Then that's what they're going to be. They're going to be a protected class. We got to protect them no matter what, because it's the most important thing. And we don't want to demonize and we don't want to marginalize. And look at Sweden. I put up a video. Dude, there's been, I think, 13 or 14 bombings 15 bombings in the last 20 days, 17 days in Sweden. Bombings, bro. Straight up bombings, like blowing up police stations, man.
Right. Dude, and this is where I separate from the guys at Reason and whatever, like those guys who are massive, like the libertarians who are way open borders and shit. They're like, oh no, immigration, and I used to kind of be like, yeah, people should be able to come and go as they please into countries. You can't between the welfare state, between entitlements, between voter fraud, between terrorist attacks, you can't have that. So if we had this tiny little fucking government with that didn't tax the shit out of me, didn't spy on me, didn't whatever, then the people that are coming to the country, they couldn't manipulate the government to become more liberal and dangerous, and then we're allowed to defend ourselves as citizens against jihadist radicals or whatever. Then you can make the argument. But the way things are now, the way they could swing these elections, the way they're increasing the size of government, and all these people they're importing, clearly, dude, they hate importing. You know what the real smoking gun is, dude, that I noticed Obama when he started kicking, when he reversed the Cuba thing and he wouldn't let them import. It's they don't want immigrants that have lived under communist rule. Because
they'll recognize the shit. That's what it is.
No, dude, those immigrants vote Republican.
Correct.
Cubans vote night and day, and that's why they fucking are that's why Democrats are they're not anti-Cuban. They're not as gung-ho about Cubans as they are, because Cubans have same with Venezuela. If you started importing Venezuelans, they're like, yeah, we kind of know this socialist thing. No, thank you. Fuck off. We didn't come here for more of that bullshit. We're good to go.
Yeah.
So that tells you, they import these people for votes. They import these people to justify the government, to justify the police state, the surveillance state, all the rest of it. But the way they're doing it now, man, it's fucking. When are people gonna learn, dude? When are people gonna wake the fuck up? It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with empathy. It has nothing to do with sympathy. Send them home. Stop bombing their country and send them fucking home. It's
thanks to all the work that Vladimir Putin and Bashar al-Assad, the Iranians and the Turks have done in Syria. 1.5 million Syrians get a chance to go home now, so they're returning. Now we just need to send the North Africans and the rest of the unwashed masses back to once they came. These people do not assimilate, and what happens is they stay in their own ghettos and they wind up balkanizing the country. We are an American culture. Once we lose that culture, then we're as good as nothing, man.
Didn't some Qatar video go viral too, where some Qatar diplomat was laying out the whole Syria scam?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, where the shit me and you and the rest of us on the alt side have been saying forever. It's
forever.
It's a scam. It's a scam. They've been financing ISIS the whole time. It's a fake. It's not a civil war at all. It's a fucking that's dude. Even that hot U.S. That woman from Hawaii, the hot U.S. Congresswoman,
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, it's dude, this is just mainstream objective fact. This government was financing terrorists along with other governments to overthrow Assad. And it's like, this is the fact that the American people, the average American people who don't follow this shit and don't want to believe, call us quacks or whatever, they can't fathom this level of evil and dishonesty.
No, they can't, because you know what? They've been marketed to that propaganda. Well, we're fighting for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe was there,
Like,
since we were kids.
You grab 100 people off the street and you're like, listen, this is going to sound weird, but you grab 100 random people off the street and say, we've actually been funding ISIS in Syria. The whole thing's a lie. Assad wasn't killing his citizens. The people we were financing are ISIS. But like, they would, dude, 90 of them, 85, 90 of them would think you're fucking nuts. They'd be like, all right, whatever, dude. Like, we've been fighting ISIS forever. ISIS is our enemy. Assad is evil. Like, blah, blah, blah. It's you.
Yeah. And Russians are the enemies and this, that, and the other.
Dude, it's such an evil con job this government has pulled on its people. And then the answer is, hey, we won't stop funding ISIS. We won't stop bombing. Instead, we'll just start importing the refugees here. And that's the thing. Outside of like the Western controlled media and other parts of the world, this is like already common knowledge. Like the shit.
This is common knowledge.
Yes, in Asia and in the Middle East, everyone in the Middle East knows what's going on. Everyone in Asia knows what the fuck's going on. Russia knows what the fuck's going on. Like, yeah, the government and media are lying to its citizens. We are the U.S. government under Obama and Bush are the bad guys in this whole thing.
Oh, totally, 1,000%.
Make no mistake about it. We are the bad guys. Period. And we're financing fucking terrorists. I don't know how to fucking say it. Like, we're financing fucking terrorists to commit mass murder and overthrow governments. Like, it's evil. It's utter.
And we've been doing it for 50 years or more. Dude. It's like that's the whole entire thing. It's like people don't realize we're the evil empire. We're the empire, man. We're the evil empire. People don't realize that. The only reason why it's worked so well is because the empire had a phenomenal propaganda marketing campaign forever. Oh, what's the matter? You got to support our troops. You got to do this. You got to do that. What's the matter? You don't like our troops? You want to put, dude, it's militia-tainment. It's militia-tainment. And dude, it's one thing if the empire took care of its troops when they went off to war, and that's not even the case. They chew them up and they leave them for dead, or these troops, these veterans, are left to die in a waiting room at a local VA.
Well, dude, like I've often struggled like with growing up. I'm like, how could during World War II, like how the atrocities that were committed, by the Nazis, by the Russian, Stalin's regime, Hitler's regime, blah blah blah. I always like struggled, like how can you get a entire population to sign off on that, whatever. And it's the same indoctrination we receive, dude. Like it's the same. How do you get a population to sign off on exactly what me and you've been talking about the last 10 minutes? Well, the answer is that the media and government in unison just feed you bullshit. And when they don't just straight up lie, which they've been doing, they're very particular. So much of it is linguistics. Like they control one person's terrorist is another person's freedom fighter. Like, totally. Yeah, you go to Syria and they're like, no, these people are terrorists and they're trying to overthrow, they're committing mass murder and chopping people's fucking heads off. You come to and talk to John McCain and Lindsey Graham and CNN. No, they're moderate rebels.
Those are moderate rebels. Those are
freedom fighters. Yeah, freedom fighters, moderate rebels. It's all about linguistics. It's all about propaganda. It's all about indoctrination. It's all fucking bullshit, like utter bullshit. And the irony is, it's not even. Forget about how fucking sick and evil mass murder is, and overthrowing countries and all that. Like here's the real pisser for you. It's not even good business for the average citizen. Like you don't benefit from it.
No, it's not.
You don't. None of this benefits you at all.
Correct.
Not financially, not from a safety perspective, not from a fucking traveling the world. It benefits you zero unless you're in the political class, unless you're in a fucking in the banking class, unless you're in the fucking petro class. Like it benefits the fucking oligarchs, but you're not. You and your fucking family aren't being benefited from this. This is murder, theft, fucking evil for the benefit of the very fucking few, and sold to us as, like you said, spreading freedom, or Assad's committing chemical attacks, or because they cannot. Although our citizens, many of them have become so pathetically weak, like we talk about every fucking week. In the back of their mind, if the cat ever gets out of the bag, where the curtain's completely pulled back, they're still, I think, and I could be wrong, I don't know if you agree or disagree, they're still kind of afraid of people storming the castle with pitchforks.
Of course they are. They're terrified of it.
Yeah.
They want to keep this whole charade going till then.
Yeah. In the back of their mind, they talk a lot of shit, but Hillary doesn't want 10,000 people showing up at her fucking house, like ready to fucking kick the doors down. Like,
right.
So, but what's the answer, man? How do you awaken the man? I'm kind of worked up about it now, because the more I think, Syria is like one of my most angering fucking things. How do you awaken the masses, dude? Like, how do you get someone to wake up to all this atrocities and bullshit? When I first took the red pill, I was much more like in your face, like this is how it is. Now it's just like, these people don't fucking listen. Like, it goes over their head. Like they're worried about the fucking Dodger game. They're worried, like, it's just like, what the fuck? Like, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
What? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's people are waking up, and that's not in part to the stupid mainstream media. That has to do with us. That has to do with outlets like us and people like you. These ideas are being pushed to the forefront. They've made these ideas are gotten to the public conscience in a big way, man. People see it, and I think the only way that people are going to see it is you got to tie it back to the most thing that most Americans relate to and that they understand well, which is your pocketbook, which is your wallet. And when people realize that, hey, you know what, this is all ties in to money and how that's important and how that controls all these things. Then they're like, oh, crap, we can't do that. We can't, fund an empire that's going to lead to financial ruination. That's the way we got to get at these people. It can't be just an emotional argument from human rights, because Americans don't understand that. Because human rights, for most people, sad to say, is a far-off thing in a faraway land.
You're absolutely right. Yeah,
right. So it has to be, dude, we're going to go broke. Your kids ain't going to have any money. You're going to lose all your stock options are going to be worth nothing. Your 401k is going to be a 0.001k. You start breaking it down like that, and all of a sudden now you got their attention. Yeah,
when you try to get them to empathize, like with all that, you're right. Unless it's right in front of their face, they can't see it.
Totally, because it's somewhere else. It's in a far off place that they can't even find on a map. So why would they care?
Well, and per your point, their answer is to, oh no, well, what's done is done. Let's start importing the refugees.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's like we need the voters anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dude, it's a vicious cycle, man. What the government is doing over there is evil, and then they import these radicalized people, and then the radicalized people, what do? They take it out on the citizens who don't even know what the fuck's going on over there.
Correct.
Right. So it's like the citizens are confused, and the jihadists are like, you killed my parents and my grandparents. Like, of course I'm gonna fucking make it rain hell upon you. So it's incredible, dude. You got, and that's why I don't understand. This all started with I can't understand the position of like the libertarians who are on like the Reason magazine and Reason whatever, like their position on it. We're like, oh no, anyone come in, open borders. Like, I'm like, what? Like, it's no, dude, I used to think that way 3-4 years ago, but now
it's a delusional form of libertarianism, which is similar to a delusional form of liberalism. It's devoid of the concept that there's this thing called human nature, that human culture is is a powerful driver, and you cannot look. economics is the most powerful driver, granted, but everybody does economics with their own amount of culture attached to it. You know, so you can't devoid human culture and tribalism and identity. These things are realities that we can't devoid the public from. And these guys are out there saying, "Oh, there should be no borders. Everything should be open." Yeah, it's a free market controls everything, and we should. Dude, that's like denying 10,000 years of human history. That's denying how civilizations are created. And if you deny that, you deny how wealth is even created. If you're making money, then there's somebody out there that's going to probably want to take it from you.
Yeah, and you brought up Sweden earlier. That is a perfect that is a perfect example of exactly how it's playing out. And they took it to an extreme, and Germany took it to an extreme too. It's like they all go live in the same neighborhood, they isolate themselves, etc. And then you see all the crime rate, the rape, all of it like explode in that neighborhood. And the crazy thing is, it's all, like you said, it's all like military age men. It's all like it's all like men aged like 15 to 35. It's incredible. They're bringing in like the danger, the ones who would cause havoc on the society. But again, you got to think, like, is this by design? Like, is it?
Oh, of course it is. I mean, you look behind it. It's Georgi Schwartz, who's the mastermind. Georgi Schwartz just opened up $18 billion worth of investment into his NGO because he knows he's maybe a few days away from dying, a couple of months away from dying. He wants to make sure that it counts. Yeah,
dude, incredible, dude, incredible. I don't know how many more of these it's gonna take. And again, the last thing the liberals want to talk about is immigration. Like they're like, oh, don't let this deter us. Don't let this deter us. Like, dude, how many of these do you need? You need one. It's like we're at a pace now of like one a month. Like, come on. Excuse me. They have their hands full, man. Between all the shit now that's come out the last couple weeks with the dossier and Russia, between all the pedophilia shit and sexual harassment shit, between the fucking terrorist attacks, the liberals have their hands full. Things, at least in my eyes anyway, things are not looking good for them in 2018 at all.
No, 2018 they're screwed. 2020 they shot themselves in the foot. I mean, you know who their number one candidate is that they want to run for 2020?
It's still Pocahontas? It's got to be Pocahontas.
No, Pocahontas is not. No, it's Hillary Clinton.
Shut the fuck up.
Of course.
Dude, there is no fucking way.
Yeah.
Dude, she's having one seizure a day, dude. They still want to put her up there.
They still want to put her up there.
They can't be that fucking dumb. There's no fucking way.
They are that dumb, bro. They're delusional. Remember, they've rather than admit that they ran a criminally insane, corrupted candidate thing. Rather than admit that, what are they doing? They're running her yet again. They're running her yet again. Like it's like there was nothing wrong. Like, after all, it was the Russians that stole it from her. It was suburban housewives that stole it from her. It was middle-class women that stole it from her. It was white people that stole it from her. It was black people that stole it from her. It was the media that stole it from her. Everybody else stole it from her, except the fact that Hillary Clinton was the most criminally insane, corrupted politician ever in U.S. history to run for president. And no, that's not the reason why. That's not the reason why at all. It's because of this. This is the reason. Crazy.
It's everyone's fault except for hers, basically.
Yeah, 1,000%, man. I mean, this is part of her bitch tour. I mean, going to every single local, toilet paper aisle, in every Costco throughout the entire country, and then explaining it to them, to the people that would listen, that it's not my fault, that it's somebody else that took it from me. No, nobody likes you. That's the thing that nobody wants to admit about this crazy woman, is that nobody likes her.
Well, dude, back in the day, you used to just be able to, 20, 30 years ago, someone would have just said, bitch, shut the fuck up.
1000%.
Like that's.
I mean, we're living in a society, dude, that the men that are surrounding her are terrified of her.
Dude, that's why I'm laughing. It's like there was a day not so long ago that you could just be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like,
Right.
just, you really can't say that anymore, but you used to be able to say it. Dude, it would. Listen, man, I agree that they're fucking. I just can't see it. There's no a third time. They can't. They're fucking dumb, but they can't be that.
They've lost all common sense, man. They lost all common sense.
Dude, that I got to admit, dude, could you imagine them going at it for a second time?
Bro, did you see the ad they were running in Virginia about the pickup truck running over kids with the Confederate flag? Did you see that? Oh my God, CJ, you know what I'm talking about, right, CJ?
No, what's that?
Okay, this guy in the Virginia governor's race, the Democrat who's challenging.
Yep.
You know, Mark Dice did a video about it where literally these Democrats, they ran a video like an ISIS style where they're taking a truck and running over people, but they're running over like this white dude with a cowboy hat and a don't tread on me license plate with a Confederate flag in the back of his pickup truck. Is running over like Mexican kids and Muslim kids and black kids, and it's basically saying don't vote Republican. I mean, dude, this is the insanity of the left, dude.
So and this was put out by like another campaign.
Absolutely, this is put out by the Democratic campaign.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah,
that literally is incredible. Because he was in a pickup truck running over like basically all the shit that all the oppressed that liberals are always bitching about.
Exactly. You see this little Mexican boy running for his life, and he meets up with this little Muslim girl, and they're holding hands and they're running, and then all the other kids are running along with her, and you know, the insanity is unbelievable, bro.
That shit like that used to be completely like just off limits and bad taste. Like it'd be like me putting an ad out there about a guy married getting a blowjob in a San Francisco bathroom from another guy and saying, "Don't vote Democrat."
Maybe we should do that.
It's 1 p.m. in the afternoon on a Tuesday, and this guy's getting a blowjob in a bathroom from his intern, who's a guy also. It's like don't vote Democrat.
Yeah, exactly. And then while that's happening, you know, they open the door and they come out, and it's like this woman and her child are trying to go into the restroom, and these two men come out and says, "Don't go Democrat."
Well, dude, that's the level of absurdity. Like they're putting out. Like it's like, dude, you know, I'm all for being politically incorrect, but as I think we both are. But it's like when the party itself is going that direction, like pure fear mongering, pure hyperbole. It's like, so I guess anything goes. Like, and that's because good. I mean, Trump's that kind of candidate too. It's like anything goes. Let's take the fucking gloves off and get at it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Exactly. But yeah, dude, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. I hope they put her up there, dude. I hope you're right. I'm a bit in
the number one candidate, dude. Remember, it was supposed to be that little beta male in I don't know what state it was, Georgia or something like that. John, what's his name? CJ? John Asshole.
John Asshole.
Yeah, it's supposed to be him. And then what happened was that he fizzled out, dude. You know, and he was supposed to be the one who was going to challenge Trump. And I'm like, give me a break for that beta male.
Yeah, well, like I said, you know, I think it's total fucking suicide for them, but it would definitely be fucking hilarious and awesome if it was her again.
It'd be epic.
Oh, dude, but to your point, like, what are they going to go with Bernie? Did you see the Ted Cruz Bernie debate?
Oh my God, that was a bloodletting.
Oh my God, dude, that
Cruz was absolutely savage with him.
Oh, dude, well, dude, it can't be that hard. Yeah, it can't be that hard. They don't have anyone. Like they don't. Dude, they have like 10 slogans, man, and Bernie's no different. Warren's no different. Hillary's no different. Oppression, 1%, diversity, pay gap. Like, there's like 10 slogans, dude, that they're constantly just regurgitating. And it doesn't matter which it's all the same playbook. It's incredible. It's like they all have to read off these fucking notes. And so I don't know. I hope they put her up there because I think it's utter suicide, but who the fuck knows?
Yeah, that's what I love. That's what I love about it. It's total, utter, complete suicide, man. It's epic.
fucking parasites! I swear to fucking God.
Oh, yeah.
What else?
What else, man? We got the jihadis. We got Jerome Powell is the new.
We got the jihadis.
What?
I'm just laughing the way, dude. You said it so nonchalantly, like you're going through the Sunday's tape, where you're like, oh, we got the jihadis, whatever.
Yeah. What else? Exactly.
We got a new Fed chair. It's official.
Yeah, it's Jerome Powell now.
But dude, like I said, I've been out of the loop moving all week. I'm so fucking behind and everything. What do you know about him?
He's the only difference between him and what's her name? The hamster,
the gerbil
tear, the gerbil tear, Janet Yellen, right? Is that Jerome is he wants a little loosening of what's it called? Dodd-Frank. That's about it. There's no other difference. He doesn't know anything. It's gonna be the same fraud, same everything else. You know.
Where did they get him from?
He's from the Fed. He's an insider. Prior to that, he was at he was in Dillon and the financial firm that escapes me right now. Dillon and whatever.
So
in Wall Street.
He's already at the Fed. He's in charge of one of the.
He was a Fed, he was a total Fed guy. Yeah.
And time at the Carlyle Group.
Yeah, and he's also with the Carlyle Group. So old George H.W. Bush's hangout. Alma mater. So have fun with that.
When does it become official? When does he take over?
I'm not exactly sure.
A couple months.
Probably. Yeah. Probably. Exactly.
Yeah, nothing's going to change, dude. Not with those fucking. Not with that fucking racket.
No, of course not. Exactly. All right, brother. We got about a few minutes left. Why don't you plug Perpetual Assets again, man, and what you guys do and how people could follow you guys.
If you want to invest in almost, you can't take the money to Vegas and let it ride on the tables. But if you totally want to control your own retirement account, cryptocurrencies, bullion, offshore investments, equities, commodities, forex trading, whatever. If you want total control of your retirement account, check us out, perpetualassets.com. The solution is called the LLC IRA solution. It allows the clients to completely manage their own retirement account, utter control. We don't tell you what to invest in. We just facilitate a solution that allows you to invest in almost anything. And again, if you're trying to ride a bull market or take advantage of a bear market, we totally understand. Just realize it's not something that is set up in 6 hours. There's a lot of moving parts, transferring the capital over, applications, state, feds, etc. It does take us a couple of weeks to set everything up for you. So just don't call trying to buy a 25% dip if nothing's set up yet. You want to get the infrastructure in place before the dip and have the capital on hand to be able to send over the liquidity and pounce on the asset once the dip occurs. Or on the other side, if you want to buy during a mania, again, it's up to you when you actually buy the assets. But just be patient in the facilitation of the structuring and get everything in place before you're ready to buy something. It's not turning on, like a light switch. It takes there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of stuff to build for us to build in the infrastructure before you're ready to actually acquire an asset.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that being said, folks, you can follow us on Twitter at @TheRogueMoney and check us out at roguemoney.net and subscribe to this channel so you are alerted and hit the notification bell so you are alerted to when the next time Gus will be on with us. And with that being said, CJ, we're over and out. Take it away.